is the co-host of Hooked Up with Brian Tong, also former SportsCenter host and, of course, the host of Entertainment Tonight, and a dear friend, one of my mentors, my man Kevin Frazier. What's up, Frazier?
I genuinely do love you. I want people to know that. But, I mean, that was hospitality. That was hospitality. I mean, you're coming back. Oh, you're going to come back and have to get some now.
Kevin,
that's the Kevin Frazier court.
Oh, this is the Kevin Frazier. We played 3 times, K. Frazier. And I won first time, and you're like, we got to run it back. We got to run it back. And then you beat me the second time. And then the third time, I thought that was the tiebreaker right there. So we got to run it back? We have to?
Wow.
I'm just saying. I mean, we played 3 times. It would have been one and done if I walked off the court. That would have been one thing. But we played 3 times around. And, you know, once again, I'm telling people I hadn't really been on the court in a year because I tore my Achilles last year. Meanwhile, I come out there and you're actually playing ball. I love you, though, Frazier.
I love you, but I'm going to tell you something. You're coming back.
I am coming back.
When you come back, I'm going to shoot you down.
I am coming back. Hey, you know what? Speaking of coming with somebody that's still around, we was playing her music before in the intro. Madonna, did you see the fall last night? Was it British Awards?
That was at the Brit Awards, and we're talking about that a lot today because the Brit Awards were absolutely bananas.
What happened?
So there's that cape, and I'm trying to remember. Did she have it in the Grammy performance too? But a cape pulled up, and I think the cape was just supposed to wave, and instead the cape yanked her off. But it was interesting because it was during a time when she was singing the lyric about falling down. So people thought at first it was part of her act, but when you see how hard she busts her behind, it's not part of her act.
No, not at all. And Madonna's, what, 56 years old now?
But Madonna's a different kind of human.
Yeah, she is.
She's on a different level.
And you've had to deal with these guys. Hey, you know what? You also had hanging out with another icon right now, Katy Perry. Now, you took a selfie with Katy Perry, and I love Katy Perry. And anybody that's seen it, if you're a male, you love Katy Perry yourself. But you took a selfie with her, and you're getting a lot of flack for taking what man on earth, if you had an opportunity to take a selfie with Katy Perry, that beautiful woman, wouldn't do so? Why are you getting so much flack for this?
Here's the thing. And, you know, I love it when there's this funny thing going on in the entertainment, television, news world where there are people who are like, oh, we're journalists and you're crossing the line of being a journalist or blah, 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 blah. I remember a long time ago watching 60 Minutes and watching Harry Reasoner do a piece with Helen Mirren, and in the end, he held hands with Helen Mirren, and they skipped off.
Yes.
And I was like, it's changed. The world has changed. So for people to say that there's a line you cross or this is not right, but that's crazy.
Right.
That's absolutely crazy because more people tune in now to see Jimmy Fallon roll on a mat with Halle Berry than they do tune in to see a sit down about the State of the Union. So it's real. And Katy Perry has the largest social media following in the world. So if you want to do something with her in the social media world, then you take a selfie with her. Remember, Ellen did it at the Oscars,
right?
And everybody was like, "That's the greatest thing you've ever done. The greatest thing ever."
And you know, the thing is, you're not crossing journalistic lines because it's not during the middle of the interview that you're stopping the interview and asking for a selfie. You did this after the interview was over, after you did your job, and you just happened to have a moment in time that you wanted to capture, and you put it all over social media, and people make a big deal about it.
Even more important, it's like, that's what Katie's about. And I just want to say this to everyone out there, to take a second and think about this, okay? That's the NFL. That's Katy Perry, a huge star.
Yes.
Do you think that wasn't thought through?
Oh, absolutely. I know you, man. I know you.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you're not just going to rush the stage in front of the NFL.
It's not. Hey, speaking of that, the NFL, man, you were at the Super Bowl, and you were one of the few people, if not the only person, that actually got Marshawn Lynch to speak.
It was fascinating because here's the thing, and this is now what it's taken me a while to learn this in my career. It's like everybody, you know, we see people and we have face value judgments against them. You know, Barry Bonds is someone who I now really like. Earlier in my career, when I was in sports, I was like, this is the most hateful guy ever. I mean, he was flat out mean to the media. Can I tell you something? I like him so much now. He's such a good, and it was Mary Hart who was, we were talking about Barry Bonds one day, and Mary Hart says, Mary Hart, who is, by the way, knows everyone in sports, she says, I love Barry. I was just with him on, Halloween. He's the nicest guy ever. And I was like, Mary, I've had some interviews with him where I thought he was going to murder me. And, I realize it's the time, the place, the circumstances, and everybody has to take a second sometimes and put themselves in that person's position and understand what they're dealing with. When it comes to Marshawn, he was a brilliant businessman throughout the Super Bowl. A brilliant businessman. And he set himself up perfectly to be the biggest story in the world coming out of the Super Bowl. Now, they went away from him. He didn't run that ball, the 2 feet it took for them to win the game. But he had set himself up perfectly to come out of the Super Bowl and make a gazillion dollars from his merchandising, his hats and everything. And when we talked to him backstage, when we talked to him away from the press conference, he's a different guy.
Absolutely.
He's back there laughing and talking. He's playing around. He's talking about his foundation. He's having, he's a different guy.
Yeah, some people just don't feel comfortable in front of the cameras and make sure they don't want to say the wrong thing. As a matter of fact, all right.
Also, I will tell you, but also it's not just feeling comfortable in front of the cameras. It's who you're talking to and how you are perceived as a person, how those people come in with preconceived ideas about you. And when I say that, I say, think about who covers Marshawn Lynch and what they will have to say about him.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And
you know what?
Something that people have to think about.
A guy that was in the spotlight recently, I want to talk to you about Neil Patrick. What's his name? Neil Patrick Harris, who hosted the Academy Awards. Got some, rave reviews here and some okay reviews there. You compared his performance to the Cavaliers. How was his performance like the Cavaliers?
Okay, so what I said, and here's what I said. He, to me, is LeBron James right now of show hosting. What he has done on the Tonys and Emmys has been nothing short of spectacular. His body of work speaks to say that he's incredible. LeBron doesn't score 40 points every night. The Cleveland Cavaliers have an opportunity, I believe, to go to the NBA Finals. They've pulled their world together. They're clicking. They have a huge game tonight against Golden State, but they're clicking. They're on a roll. They kind of figured it all out. I think that he is like, but they're going to lose games. There's going to be bad nights. I don't think he had his greatest night. I think that guy is a guy who is so talented that he wins the championship. I don't think that was his greatest night.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe he'll get an opportunity to do it again.
He deserves another chance. I mean, without a doubt, he should be one of those guys who hosts the show 4 or 5 times.
All right. We'll see if he gets that opportunity. Kevin Frazier, maybe you'll be hosting the Oscars pretty soon yourself. You do it all. Appreciate your time, K. Frazier.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.